Well, man, how long was I off? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, three full days. I don't know that I've been gone that many days in a row in a long time. Kind of feels a little rusty getting back into it. Man, is it time to go back to work? I guess so. Welcome everybody. It is the Sunday show, Sunday, November 12th. 2023. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 76th episode. Episode 76. Okay, so what's next? What is next? Okay, so what's next? That's the big question. That's the big thing. Now where do we go from here? We've got a couple months of nothingness. Kate says it's the last time I was gone this long. It was the breakup, and so it's a good thing we didn't lose another channel. That is true. During the split. Yeah, absolutely. So that's true. Well, yeah, in Lenny's part of the world, it's Monday, But it's for those of you that's living in Monday already, happy Monday. For all of the rest of us, it's still Sunday here. So I've got we're going to get into, like, I do know it's been a minute since I've been here, but literally the last 3 shows that I've done, I started out with, okay, well, I'm moving on, but before we move on, we have to cover one last thing from the election. And then we would start talking about the election, and we would do that. And that was pretty much the entirety of the show, all of the last 3 episodes. And unfortunately, we have one more thing we do have to talk about, but it also is going, it's also kind of like rides the fence. It's got half a leg in the old 2023 election and a half a leg in the future. So it's kind of like a cheat. First of all, I feel better. So I took Thursday night off because I was helping my grandmother. And then Friday, I had a kidney stone. And then Saturday, of course, is just a night off. And I thought, well, I don't know how long it's going to take me to get rid of the kidney stone. So I didn't want to set a makeup show for Saturday and then still have the kidney stone. So I went ahead and said I would not be back until tonight. I ended up passing the stone at like 3:00 in the morning on Saturday. So I passed the stone at like 3:00 in the morning. And for those of you that have had stones or know anyone that have had stones, as soon as the stone is gone, it's gone. No, your pain is over, no issue. So I passed that and I felt good. And I really wanted to go live last night. And I wanted to talk about what we're going to talk about here at first. And then start tonight off brand new. But the more I got to thinking about what we're going to talk about, I thought, it's kind of has relevance in the future as well. So I feel okay. We're going to be talking tonight about the Delaware County government here in Muncie, Delaware County. We're going to be talking about the solar fight that is ramping up in our community. And we've got that going on. I've seen literally everybody and their brother has sent me various news clips here of what Joey's talking about. Joey's talking about, of course, the Clark County, the former sheriff of Clark County got popped for 15 corruption charges. buying and selling city, county vehicles, obviously, pocketing the money, buying them for themselves, paying for deputies to maintain personal property, and yada, yada, yada. Different things going on down there. I have followed along a little bit with that, but I followed along what's happened in the past. But since the arrest occurred, I have not followed that. And so when I get off the show tonight, I'll probably go back through and read kind of what's happened. And maybe we'll recap that coming up here on an off day. But it's always a good thing when an elected official or a former elected official gets what's coming to them if they've been doing wrong. You know, I'm not saying that all elected officials are bad, but a lot of them are, you know, so it is what it is there. But always happy when, you know, somebody that deserves to gets got. And, you know, it's not always the case, but sometimes. So I will take a look at what's going on in that case. The other thing I want to say, and it's not really been anything that we've covered here, but I'm kind of interested because the city councilor down there who was running for mayor has actually reached out to me specifically. He's reached out to me personally. So I want to kind of take a look at what's going on there, but it's what Henry had been dealing with down in Clinton County, or not Clinton County, but Clinton, the city of Clinton. And I know that Bart Mooney was running for mayor down there. What I do not know, and if anyone knows, could anyone tell me, did Bart Mooney win election down there? Do you guys know? For anybody that watches, no. That's Chris. Find his. Yeah, I will find that. That's good. So he details the charges. Good. I will check that out. Does anybody know if who won down there with the
Gilfroy.
did Bart Mooney win? Okay, Gilfroy won. Okay, won.
Gilfroy won.
Okay, well, that sucks. So it is what it is. I could have looked that up. I just did not. I've got so much going on up here that I did not do that. I needed to do that. Catherine says, come to the Madison County shit show Tuesday night at 6 p.m. What is that? Is that the council meeting, Catherine? At 6 p.m., that's a council meeting on Tuesday. Is that correct? I believe so. I'm a little bit out of sorts here. All right. Yeah, doesn't look like I have anything on the calendar, so I might be able to pop over there tomorrow, 6 p.m. Tuesday. Well, I might be able to head that way to see what's going on over there. And then Thursday, obviously, is the caucus in Lapel. That'll be interesting. Is there anybody? I saw that what you sent me on the packet. Is there anybody there that is running in the caucus? Who has decided that they're running? Has anybody thrown their hat in the ring for that? 15 felonies, $75,000 bond. That's crazy. Russ won't tell us who the PC or. Of course, it's a secret. Okay, so you don't know anybody that's filed. I guess that's the main thing. Do you know anyone that's going to be filing? I mean, you don't have to out them if you don't want, but do you know, are there any good guys that might be running for it or might be throwing their name in the hat? Is there anyone that could be? You don't have to out them or whatever, but all right. Well, that's good. That's what I like to hear. Okay, cool. Well, I'll have to get a hold of you, and we'll see what goes on. And hopefully Sproles is next. I'll tell you, in Henry County, before I went all kidney stone on everybody and went MIA for a couple days, somebody had told me that Sproles has been received a federal lawsuit, or notice of federal lawsuit, from the beanbag situation. And I think it looks like Kate might be looking that up now, maybe. But I am not aware of that. I need to reach out to Mark. At the same time, I will tell you, and I have not asked if I can announce exactly what the situation is. But on Friday afternoon, let me pull this up here. On Friday afternoon, oh, it might not be. I think he might have took it off. Oh, no, he didn't. On Friday afternoon, Elvante Riddick posted on social media. For those of you that do not recall, Elvante Riddick is the gentleman who was pulled over in the black Dodge Charger. And he was the one that we watched the traffic stop on where Sproles pulled him over illegally. On Friday afternoon, Elvante Riddick posted, "I am being harassed by the Henry County Sheriff's Department, Henry County Sheriff's Office." And I commented in between like gasps of like, "Oh, I'm in pain." And I said, "Shoot me a message, bro. What's up?" And a couple people said, "Stay strong, stay prayerful. What's up? What's going on? Why?" And Mr. Riddick did shoot me a message. And he did let me know that there are a couple issues that's been going on, that he has had some run-ins with the sheriff's department. And, it doesn't sound good. He does have an attorney. And that's what I told him. I said, "Man, you need to get a hold of your attorney. You need to let him know this." If I were you, I would not post anything more on social media. I would let people know, you're free to contact me at any time and tell me, if things are going on. I'll help you log times or log incidents, but you just need to watch yourself. And he said he's hoping to get out of that community as soon as possible. Just a really scary situation. I don't know exactly what's going on. Sproles has been real quiet. He's been real quiet. That doesn't mean he's sane. It doesn't mean that he doesn't have any of the, doesn't mean that he's normal. Okay, so producer Kate has still not found anything reference Sproles and the beanbag situation. I do have great news to tell you all. Also in the Sproles world, give me 1 second here and I will get this pulled up here so you guys can see this. I just found this out Friday and it actually was not, my attorney has not even messaged me yet. Of course, he is extremely busy. I understand that he is busy. I've got no issue with that whatsoever. And it was Friday going into the weekend. So I didn't think like he would be, just letting me know. Although he is very good to let me know when things are. And we very frequently will do Sunday or Saturday phone calls or whatnot, or after hours calls. This did happen, and I'm going to try to show you this here. This is hard to see, so I understand that, so bear with me, but I'm going to read you what this is. For those of you that might not recall, back a couple weeks ago, maybe about a month ago, Sproles' attorney had sent in a motion to the court asking for a stay. He wanted a stay in our lawsuit where I'm suing Sproles for the First Amendment rights violation. He stated that there were some Supreme Court cases that would be being heard within the next couple of months, and that we should have a ruling on those Supreme Court cases by somewhere around January or February. And he wanted a stay to be issued in our case. And basically what that would mean is we would not move forward. Basically, our case would be put on hold and nothing else would happen until those rulings came out. And if those rulings were in favor of Sheriff Sproles, well, then they would make a motion to dismiss. Or if they were in favor of me, well, then that would play bad for Sproles. But, you know, the goal here is to just try to kick the can down the road and delay this as long as possible. My attorney reached out to me quickly and he said, nah. He said, first of all, I think that when these cases go before the Supreme Court, more than likely they will help us. So I don't really know what they're doing, but I'm not playing this game. We're going to deny this request. We're going to tell the judge we want to move forward. And so what you're looking at here on the screen is order on motion to stay. And this is from the judge. This order before the court on defendant's motion to stay for the reasons set forth below this matter is denied. And the judge denied his motion to stay. And here's what he says. Give me 1 second here and let me get this pulled up. Okay, let me see. I want to pull it up in a way that you guys can see. Let's see if this works here. Give me 1 second. United States District Court. I got to get in and get new glasses. Okay. Yeah, so here we're going to do it this way. This will be much easier for you guys to be able to see and read. So here we go. Let me blow this up so you guys can see it a little bit more, and I can even see it a bit more. Okay, order on motion to stay. This order before the court on defendant's motion to stay for the reasons set forth in this motion is denied. Kristopher Bilbrey alleges that he was blocked from official Facebook page of John M. Sproles as Sheriff of Henry County, defendant, due exclusively to viewpoints expressed by plaintiff using the comment function on the page. Plaintiff alleges that the Facebook page was originally created for political purpose, but has now become defendant's official government page. Defendant contends that the Facebook page is a personal page and is not an official government page, and therefore his blocking of the plaintiff was not governmental action. Discussion in the instant motion. Defendant argues that the proceedings in this case should be stayed pending resolutions of two cases, both of which were argued before the Supreme Court on October 31st, 2023. The first case is this one here, and the second is here. Both cases relate to the topic of whether Facebook pages operated by public officials should be treated as personal or governmental forums. Plaintiff argues that this case should not be stayed because the case management plan does not require the filing of dispositive motions until after decisions are expected to be issued in those cases by the Supreme Court. The court agrees with the plaintiff, heyo, as pursuant to the case management plan, plaintiff's summary judgment motion is not due until June 7th, 2024. The defendant's cross motion is not due until July 5th, 2024. The Supreme Court decision in both cases will likely be issued prior to June 2024, and if they are not, the parties may request an extension of the dispositive motions deadline at that time. There is no reason to stay the proceedings until the Supreme Court makes a decision. Only in rare circumstances will a litigant in one cause be compelled to stand aside while a litigant in another settles the rule that will define rights of both. Booyah! This is not one of those rare circumstances. Conclusion: for the reasons set forth above, defendant motion to stay is denied. Mark J. Dinsmore, United States Magistrate Judge. So now I do know, because of what my attorney told me in the phone call prior to this, was if the motion to stay was denied, that we would then go into into court. We have a court date set for April, and I don't happen to have my calendar on the wall pulled up to that, but give me a second here. I'll pull it up on my phone. We have a court date in April, and I actually think that it's Tuesday, April 16th in federal court in Indianapolis. And it's actually he goes in, we go in, and then they go back and forth, and we talk about like a settlement, basically. And as far as I'm concerned, this is not a situation where I'm doing this for money. I'm not asking for, I've not been wrecked in a car wreck and I've lost the use of my leg. I haven't had my teeth knocked out and I must drink soup through a straw. I have not lost work because of this. So while there is a minute amount of money just because of the triggering of the lawsuit and what is requested through things like this, basically, that's not like I'm not going to get rich off this case. When I sued Winchester in the lawsuit that was a First Amendment rights violation, when I was arrested in a council meeting for speaking, and I was arrested for using my First Amendment political speech, and I was deprived of my liberty. I was slammed into a wall. I was hurt. My arms were twisted back behind my back, teaching me a lesson, and I was deprived of my liberty. There was a lawsuit in which we requested money, and we stuck it in their face, and we came out on top. In this situation, this is not like a situation where I'm saying, "Oh, I need money." Now there is a little bit of money here attached, and it is what it is. That being said, this is for, and what I'm asking for is not just to unblock me, but what I am asking in my suit is that Sproles has to unblock everyone that he has blocked, and he has to agree to unblock everyone. So I have said since day one, we're not doing this. I have nothing to agree to. The points that I will sign an agreement are: you must not violate anyone's First Amendment rights, period. And if Sproul says, okay, I'll do that, then I'll agree all day long. But if and until he is willing to do that, forward ho. So I am happy to see that. I was happy to get that notification. And matter of fact, I think I will message my attorney tomorrow and be like, hey, by the way, did you know that our case, he does not know I know it, probably, so that's hilarious. So I will. My attorney's a great attorney. This dude is. I'm telling you, I want him to quit where he works, and I want him to come work with us full time. If I could figure out a way, here's what I need. This all centers on YouTube and you guys. I need YouTube to set us up on the main page, promote us. I need you guys to share us with everyone. And we need to get thousands of millions of views, downloads, subscriptions, whatever we need, so that we can make millions and millions of dollars so that I can pay this dude to be on staff here. That's what I need. That's what we need, because this guy is the attorney that I have been looking for.
Yeah, and I need him too to deal with Lisa.
Yes. I am working on that. I'll talk to you after the show too about that. So yeah, we definitely need. I used to have an attorney that we had like on staff at Perception is Reality, and well, that went awry. But so if you know anyone, we're also looking for someone who is fantastic in tech. Like, basically, I need somebody like, if anyone knows how to get a hold of Edward Snowden, I would be fine, bringing Mr. Snowden on board. Somebody who can like hack and do things, can be bad, but we need them to do good. That's what we need. I also, can you pay him? Yeah. Hey, he would be a rich man if I could pay him in kidney stones. Okay. So where are we going from here? I just wanted to tell you guys that that's pretty big news. I wanted to talk about this, and when I first looked at this, I kind of thought that this was taking a step backwards. But the more that I think about that, I think it's actually looking forward to the future. So after Tuesday's election, of course, most of you watched the live results here. Then we had the show afterwards. Yeah, Annie, that is very true. I don't know how I've thought about how I was going to say this, because I'm not going to out the person. I don't want to out the person. So one of you, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay, so one of you, who I have been friends with for a very long time, who have been somebody that's watched the show, someone that I've communicated with, somebody that I have communicated with on social media. We went back and forth on comments. Sent me a message on Wednesday. Is he a Russian citizen now, Snowden? No, that was not the meth dealing attorney. No. Someone sent me a not a friend request, a message the day after the election. And I saw this when I woke up the morning of Wednesday the 8th, and I was like, is this for real? So I'm going to read this to you. Okay. And keep in mind, I don't consider this old election talk. To me, I consider this moving forward. Okay, well, to hell with Snowden then. We'll pass on him. We just need some other hacker. I'm not tech savvy, so it is what it is. Elon Musk, whatever. Somebody that works for Musk. Surely to God, there's somebody that knows how to hack things that can work for us. This person who, now keep in mind when you hear this is coming from someone who I have considered a friend and someone who, in my opinion, has considered me a friend. They send this. This was after the election. You have been screaming, vote, 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 etc., ad nauseum for a very long time now. I took the time out of my busy day to do just that. And I am sorely disappointed that not one of the good people I voted for were elected. I know how that is. It's the same old Muncie clique over and over again. Now, I'm going to start this next part by saying, as many of you know, I used to live in Muncie. I was born and raised in Muncie. And I lived in Muncie until 2010, moved to Winchester. My wife and I bought a home, lived in Winchester, paid property taxes, into the whole deal, did all of that. And like many, 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 many people in life, I went through a divorce. When I went through the divorce, I had a brother who lived with me at the time, who was of college age, who had went away to college and then decided that college was not the path for him. Moved home from college. So he needed, like, at the time I was like, dude, I can just bounce between, until, because at the time I was still trying to, get back together. Like, it wasn't a divorce, it was a separation. We were separated. So, like, it wasn't like we were divorced. It was like I was out of the house. I left we parted ways amicably, and but it was not of my choice, and I was still trying to repair that relationship. So it wasn't until my brother then announces that, hey, I'm coming home, college isn't for me. I'm like, oh snap, I need to get a place for us to stay. So I get an apartment also in Winchester, and we get an apartment. We're living in Winchester, doing that thing. And then at some point, it becomes clear that the relationship's not getting back together, and I'm going to move back to Muncie. At the time, I was working in Muncie, obviously, and so I was looking at moving into the apartments. I wanted to move into the apartments that were being renovated in the old church in downtown Muncie. He used to be on the Board of Works. I forget his name. The old gentleman that used to be on the Board of Works sometimes goes to the Board of Works. Annie will say it. I was considering moving in there. I wanted to move in there. The other thing I thought about doing was moving to an apartment complex in Sugarbush Apartments, where I had lived. I'd lived in Sugarbush long ago. And not Bill Smith. You're talking about the Muncie Sanitary District. I'm talking about, at the Board of Works. Jerry Wise and his wife were working on an old church, and it's a beautiful facility. And it kept getting pushed back. It kept getting pushed back further and further and further. And it was like, I gotta live someplace. So at the time, I made arrangements with my mother and stepfather to move back into my childhood home and live with my parents. Now, look, I'm not the only person on the face of the planet that's ever done that. I don't know if this is a secret to anybody out there, but like the divorce rate in America is like really high. And the trope or the meme of, someone moving home is really common. At the same time, my grandparents were like becoming like older, and I thought, well, I don't know if I'm going to maybe have to move in with them to help them, or or whatnot. So I kind of had like my eye on 3 or 4 different places. I could move into Sugarbush. I could move into um I could move into the apartments that the Wises were fix up if they ever got them done. It was taking them a while to get complete. And then, whatever. And so I made the decision to move back into my parents' home. And in doing so, the agreement for what something like that would look like, look, I come from a family where we all try to help each other out. If there's an issue, we try to help each other out. We've just always done that. Okay. And so that's that. Now, that being said, there's still expectation that you're just not going to mooch off of the people that you live with. So the deal that I pay in rent is a deal between me and my mother and my stepfather. Okay. And that is something that um, is there. I obviously, as you can see, I'm someone that eats food, so I'm not a stick figure. I obviously haven't been someone who hasn't eaten since my divorce in 20, whenever that was. Okay. I've obviously been eating food all this time. Who would have thought? And so, yeah, I pay for things. And I made money. So first and foremost, I was a pretty successful car salesman. I had money from the lawsuit. And I had recently, had my father passed and had insurance money. We sold a business, yada, yada, yada. It was what it was. And so did all of that stuff. And then, um, in deciding where I was going to land, I landed with my parents. Now, that's one of the very first things that you get from detractors. Oh, he's doing a podcast from his mom's basement. Oh, he's an idiot. He doesn't do anything. Get a real job. Look, yo, you don't know what I've got coming in or whatever. Before we managed everything together, I was making a pretty good deal off of advertisement coming in on the podcast. The Perception is Reality podcast did very well. I did very well. It was like lightning in a bottle. I wish we had that same success here. Hopefully that will at some point take off and we will get that. Keep in mind, we've only been here for 3 months. Bastards of Politics, we were doing very well. And then we had a split and now we're here starting over. So it is what it is. So I just like to preface that so you get kind of the understanding of where we're at. When someone like a Mike Jones or someone like at James King or whatever says, oh, this guy is a joke. He doesn't have a real job. He's just a bitcher living in his mom's basement, podcasting from the basement. That's always the joke. First and foremost, I'm upstairs, okay? But second of all, I always tell everybody, look, if you're not footing my bill, then it's not really any of your business, okay? That's the number one thing. So now we go on with the story. Okay, same old Muncie click over and over. Now keep in mind, this is a message from someone who is a friend of mine. I realize that you do not pay for a house. Pay property taxes, groceries, etc., but the majority of us do. Well, first and foremost, what does she mean? He mean? Whoops. What does he or she mean? When they say, I realize you do not pay for a house, comma, property taxes. Obviously, I'm not paying a mortgage. Now, does she know what I pay for rent? How does she know what I pay for rent? Does she know what I give my parents monthly or weekly or biweekly? Does she know what our arrangement is here? Has she ever bothered to ask me? Why would she ask me that? If she hasn't asked, why is she assuming? If she's assuming, doesn't she know what that does? You know, the whole question is why is that a concern of hers? All right. First and foremost, does the voting requirement or the First Amendment, either one, attach itself to how much you pay in mortgage or how much you pay in taxes? Or does it say that you have to be 18 years old, and the fact that I'm born an American, I have a First Amendment right? Okay. Also, she says this. He or she says this. Property taxes. Okay. Again, if I'm paying towards rent or paying towards monthly money, isn't that what that would be going towards? And then it says, comma, groceries. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. Oh, no. Don't get this wrong. This is a friend. This is a friend. That's the other thing, Annie. That's the other thing. And people never got this. And I told people this in Winchester, because there's a lot of people in Winchester that rent. And I would literally hear this about people in Winchester when they would rent. And people would say this about them disparagingly. And I would say, every time you're pumping gas, every time you go to Walmart, every time you go to McDonald's, every time you pick up a newspaper, you're paying taxes in that community. That's the same thing that goes on here. So while I might not have property taxes in the traditional sense that there's a property tax with the name Kristopher H. Bilbrey attached to it, first and foremost, you're not really sure what I'm paying into or not paying into. You don't know what I do here or there or wherever. But to say that I don't pay for groceries, that is hilarious to me. Now, that's not even the part that makes me most upset. The part that makes me most upset comes after. I realize you do not pay for house, property taxes, groceries, etc., but the majority of us do. And seeing the same crap just keeps going on makes me sick. By the way, I did vote for Audie Barber, but I was disappointed to see the way that you acted about his loss, saying, quote, well, just try again in 4 years. Apparently, you aren't the close friends I have always thought you were, or that you portray. How can you just stand in the middle of the fence? Can't say I understand the majority of your podcast when you spend time ad-libbing and going on. Doesn't interest me at all. I rarely make it all the way through, so c'est la vie. More city council assholes and the same lying mayor. Just doesn't make me happy. FYI, I am not even going to entertain voting again. This isn't a privilege anymore. Enjoy your day. Now, I'm like,
what were you supposed to do about Audie losing?
Well,
cry?
Yeah.
Weep?
First of
all,
all,
go up to City Hall and start ripping apart, the
right.
office?
So yeah, first of all, it says you have been screaming vote ad nauseum for a long time. I took the time out of my busy day, and I'm sorely disappointed that nobody won. That's fucking politics. That happens.
You're also supposed to be going in and talking to your friends and saying, listen, I'm going for Audie because Audie's fucking amazing.
Yes.
You need to come in and you need to vote with me.
Yes.
Let's all go vote together and drag everybody you can. If you're going to take the time to vote, get other people to vote with you.
Hey, did any of the people you voted for win?
Trying to get people to vote.
Yeah. And now she understands how frustrating it is for those of us who do vote to get other people to vote.
Right. Right. So, you know, the whole point of this is insanity to me because, listen, I have been screaming vote, 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 vote. But prior to screaming vote, 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 I've also screamed education, get education, get educated, get educated, get educated. I've also screamed make sure to inform others. Help spread the word. Share the show with all you know. Spread the word. Spread the message. Okay? So it's not just like go vote, shut your mouth, sit down, and if you go in and vote, that's like having the magic beans. Okay? That thing is absolutely insane to me. Look, I get it. I'm sorely disappointed myself. It's the same old Muncie clique. I get it. And you could apply that to Anderson. You could apply that to Winchester. You could apply that to Richmond. You could apply that to Indianapolis. You could apply that to last year's election. You could apply that to next year's election. Okay. Now, what any of that has to do with this person assuming what I pay or don't pay, I have no idea. None of it has anything to do with any of that. Okay. Because first and foremost, you know, I know who this person is, and don't get it twisted. No, this is not like one of the Dan addicts. This is not like Mary Stilts. This is someone who, and I want to be serious, this is someone who has been a friend of mine for many years. And I listen, I don't think that this person is legitimately trying to be an asshole to me. I think what this is this person is upset. And so I'm not mad at this person. I'm worried that there are other people out here. The reason I'm talking about this is because I want to make sure, man, if there are other people out here, look, politics a lot of times is getting knocked in the teeth and getting back up and being like, okay, I'm ready to do that again. You got to go back out there and try again. Let me ask you, somebody, who do you think was more disappointed Wednesday morning? This woman or Audie Barber? This woman or Jeff Robinson? This woman or John Bell? This woman or, I wouldn't say Niles Thornburg. Niles Thornburg is probably okay. This woman or Josh Kimbrell? It's a naivety. It's a naivety about politics, Diane. Yes. Let's look at the glass half full. We get to make you famous for another 4 more years. And that's absolutely the truth. Look, even when you win, that win, you can't be mad about who won. Instead of being mad, get yourself even that much more deeply involved. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Here's the deal. And even if you win, folks, it's not like okay, I won, I'm here, I'm going to be here for the rest of my life. You're just there for 4 years or 2 years if it's state representative or 6 years if it's judge or United States senator. But the fact of the matter is you're only there until the next election cycle runs around. And then you got to do it all again. People also need to understand you put a lot of pressure on. Look at Lapel. We get elected officials to resign. That's the thing. That's absolutely the thing. Look at what happened to Rebecca Crooms. All you got to do is look back at what happened with Nora Powell in 2019. Yeah, she came back. Yeah, she came back. And we're going to have to deal with that. But we'll do what we've got to do. You know, the point of this is you're the winner or you're the loser. And there's always going to be one or the other. Now, how this person knows what my conversation was or wasn't with Audie Barber, I have no clue. Audie, someone must have your phone bugged. But if they would know that I've been talking to Audie. Audie and I've talked every day, except for the couple when I was down and out. We've talked every day I just talked to him about the election yesterday. You can't look at what I said on the show and be like, what? I'm disappointed. What did she want me to do? Break down and cry? All right, I quit. No more show. When you lose, you can't stomp off in defeat and say, all right, I quit. You have to lose with grace. You have to say, okay, I'm the voice of dissent for another 4 years. Look, being on this place is not a bad place to be.
Oh, all of our libertarian candidates over here in Winchester lost.
Yeah.
They all got like 25+% of the vote, which is fabulous for us, as the Lord guy says, not being a real party. But against the straight ballot, that's phenomenal. And I take that as a win. Second thing I take as a win, we get to keep fucking with them for 4 more years. It's going to be fun.
Right. Listen, that's the... I am 0 and 15 in marriages. Well, I'm not that far, but I'm definitely 0 and 2. Listen, being elected is not the only way to affect change. First and foremost, that is very true. Listen, I want to tell you, I want to be real clear. When I ran for city council in Winchester in 2015, I took out a pad of paper like this, one of these quarter note legal pads, and I got on the calendar and I looked at the next several elections. And when I lost the primary in 2015, I knew down to the day how many days there was until I would file to run for election again. And I was going to run for election again. And that would have been in 2019. Well, something happened. I understand that, big man trying. I get it. But something happened. I started doing this. Between 2015 and 2019, I started doing this. And you know what happened in 2017? I had people, when I was running for office, I registered people to vote. I don't know if they voted though or not. But I started doing this, and I literally had people calling me and saying, you know what? I voted for the first time this year because of you. I've watched your show and I feel like I'm getting more engaged. As far as the part of saying you're listening and you're not understanding what I'm saying, listen, I am not speaking Japanese here. I'm not speaking Italian, and I am not the most educated person, and I'm speaking in such a way that you can't understand because I'm so educated, and it's not, and you little peon brains don't understand it. Listen, I very, very frequently say things wrong. I very rarely do I speak in a way that I don't misgrammar things. I normally go listen to something, I think, oh God, And after I go back and listen to it, I'm like, God, I said is instead of was. I said, I hate that stuff. Okay. I try real hard not to do it, but I'm just a step up above, some idiot on the street. I'm a nobody. I am somebody that likes politics and that understands when you put these two people up, I understand what it's going to take. And I like to see these people duke it out. And I understand how to get information. And I'm a researcher and I'm an investigator. I don't think I'm a research journalist. I don't think I'm an investigative journalist. I am just an investigative mind. I have a research mind, but I'm not someone that considers myself genius. I don't put myself above you or anyone else. All these people out here that says Bilbrey's just a blowhard. No, I am a nobody. I am no one. I am just a common, normal human. Any of you could get a microphone. Any of you could not get you don't even need a microphone. Pick up your cell phone and record yourself and put it on YouTube. Bing! You've got a show. You know what I mean? So the bottom line is, this is the thing that scares me. Somebody said, I don't know if it was Catherine or Diane, but somebody up there said, it's not good when someone just falls in love with politics during the election time. You need you need people that can go the long run and can cover the distance. I see this all the time. I saw it with Whale Sustainable Product. I saw it with the solar farm situation. I saw it with the situation in Winchester. I've seen it in Anderson. I've seen it in Newcastle. People get excited about a topic, about a drama, about something unfolding, and they get interested and involved. And then after a few days, a few weeks of that topic, they're like, okay, they get tired of it and they go away. That is not what we need. We need people who will say, I can come back day in and day out. I will be there. I will help get people involved. I'll help share the show. I'll help share the stories. My question to this person is, you voted, and I hope you're not true. I hope that you decided to watch one more show before you cash out. And if you decide to cash out after this one, no hard feelings. We can still be friends even. I'm not mad at you for this. They will be mad at me because I said their words publicly. Now, I've never named who they are, so they are completely unknown, but they will be mad at me because I've said this. Now, why you're mad at me because I said your words back out loud, I don't know. Maybe you should have thought about what you sent me before you did it. Not because I was going to release it, because if you don't like how your words sound, maybe you need to think about how I thought they sounded when I read them for the first time. I've been doing this long enough, so it's like I don't really give a shit. But the point of the matter is, like, it is what it is. If you don't like what your words sound like, maybe you ought to think of that. But my question is, how many people did you tell to vote for Audie Barber? You went and you voted for Audie. How many people did you go vote for Audie? How many people That's right. That's right, Catherine. That's right. I'm not mad at the person lashing at you, but for heaven's sake, if you have a passion for something, what are you willing to sacrifice? That's exactly right. I mean, let's talk about sacrifice. Like, this has caused relationships with people because, look, this is not just a 9 to 5 gig. Okay. This is taking phone calls at all hours of the day. This is talking with people. This is secrets. This is, just getting home and learning oh, damn it, there's a meeting in Anderson, and then running to a 2-hour meeting in Anderson, and then driving home and then hearing, oh my God, there's a meeting in Newcastle. Okay. And then head that, there's a lot of chaos and craziness that goes with this. Oh shit, sacrifices, man. Like, people literally threatened to kill me. I mean, are you for real? Being on the phone at 2 or 3 a.m. Absolutely. Waking up after that and going to a meeting at 8 o'clock in the morning. Being called an idiot. Being, having people dig up every little speeding ticket or every little thing on social media to discredit you or to tell you how dumb you are or whatever. People have threatened to kill me. I've had police that have threatened to kill me. What in the hell? There's a lot of sacrifice that goes into this. And I'm not asking each and every person to do this. I'm not saying each and every person has to get a microphone and do this or has to set up your phone. I'm saying play to your strength. Make those phone calls. Tell those people in your life to vote for the person that you want to vote for. What are you doing to help spread the message that you want to be given out, that you want to win? What are you doing to help that situation? Everybody can do something. Stupid Bilbrey, that's exactly right. Yeah. Crazy shit like that's happened a time or two. Catherine, absolutely. So I just think that's funny. And this is something that obviously happened because of the 2023 election. But the reason that I bring it up and the reason I wanted to talk about it instead of just let this go is we have another election coming up. And we have a big election coming up because, yes, it's the presidential election and yada, yada, yada. None of you are going to pick out who's going to be the candidate for that. What I'm talking about is we have state elections and we have county elections. We have a chance to make a big difference this year. We have 2 commissioners that are up for election. And this is an election in Indiana where it's an all skate. We all are going to get a vote in this one. So what are you doing? Absolutely. Yeah, number one, you can't win them all. You're not going to win them all. And if you do win, you're not going to be that winner for always. You will be the odd man out or the odd woman out at some point. So what we now have to do is turn our sights on and say, okay, this last election we got our teeth handed to us, and that was no good. But now here's what's going on. Here's who's up at bat. Now, I'm going to tell you locally, oh hell yeah, it's if maybe more important. Maybe more important. And I'm going to tell you, just locally here in Delaware County, the people that we have currently that will be up at bat on the county level, as far as what I call the important off, they're all important, but James King will be up, Sherry Riggin will be up, and then the 3 at-large council seats. So it will be Jessica Piper, Eugene Whitehead, and Ryan Webb. They will be up for election. And then along with that, let me tell you who will be up. Let me tell you who will be up. Come on now. Okay, right here. So, all right. In this election, folks, we will be looking at obviously the presidential run. We'll be looking at governor and lieutenant governor. We'll be looking at attorney general. So Todd Rokita's up. We'll be looking at we'll be looking at our United States congressional district, which is now number 5 for all of you in Delaware County. We are now in the 5th district. We're no longer in the 6th district. All right. We will have from the people around here in Delaware County, we have state representative from District 31, District 32, District 33, District 34, and District 35. We've got all of those state representative districts here in and around Delaware County, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. We have Circuit Court 2 Judge Kim Dowling will be up. Yeah, so Dowling will be up. Our county treasurer will be up. Our county surveyor will be up. And county commissioners District 1 and District 2 will be up. So keep that in mind. We also have our county council at large. So those are the seats in Delaware County that will be up. And we need good candidates on all sides of the aisle for that. That means chairman can be switched up too. Doesn't mean that? Yeah. It means it's time for the chairman vote. Oh my. Well, that's a big deal because I know that there have been some big power moves coming. Here. Looking. I thought I saw a comment I was trying to read the results to. Where it came from. Okay, wait. Expand on what, Catherine? We're going to do that. I want to talk to you. I want to have you and Brandon on, and I want to do a show about the precinct committee people, about what people need to do to be a precinct committee people, and then about why that's important, especially since that will be up this go. So we need to talk about that. I'll send you a message tomorrow, and I'll try to get with Brandon and see if we can figure out a time that would be good for both of us. That is very, very, very important. Ed Carroll has to be replaced. Now, I know that there are some in the Republican Party that are talking about doing that. I don't know who in the hell should be given that position. I don't really know. Annie, that should be next year. When they're up to be changed, that should be next year. The Democrats and the Republicans should both. I'm not talking about PC. I'm talking about the county chair. I'm talking about deciding who the party chair is. Isn't that election this year? Because it was 2020 when the Democrats elected Anna in. I'm just talking about the chairman of the party. I'm not talking about the PCs. I'm talking about the actual chairman. So from there, I want to talk about this because this is going to be a big factor in next year's election here in Delaware County. The solar fight. The solar fight is on. For those in Delaware County that care about what's going to be happening in Delaware County, I don't care if you're pro or anti-solar or solar farm or solar power or whatever. I'm just saying, if you care about it in one way or another, and you care about what's going on one way or another, there are going to be two very important meetings this week. Not this week, excuse me. I keep saying that. Next week. It'll be the 20th and the 21st. I keep thinking that it'll be this week, but it will be next week. It'll be a week from tomorrow and a week from Tuesday, the 20th and the 21st. On the 20th, the Delaware County Commissioners will meet at 9 a.m. And on the 21st, the Delaware County Councilors will meet at 9 a.m. Now, the commissioners should have at least the discussion for the solar ordinance on the agenda. And I'm telling you that this is a meeting that if you care about what's going on in the solar fight, you need to be there. As far as the council's concerned, I do know this. I'm going to put this up here for you guys to see this because this was put up. I think it was actually put up the day after election. Give me a second here. Might have actually been the day before. I guess it's not. I guess it hasn't been. Well, I know this. Okay, I guess I thought this was posted someplace, but I guess it's not. So I know that Ryan Webb sent a letter to the council president asking that the solar deal be put on the agenda for the council to discuss at their upcoming meeting, because he wanted to discuss the possibility of looking at that abatement. And the reason that he's passionate about this is when the abatement first came forward, he voted on the abatement and he felt that, number one, it's got to be you, brother. It's not me, not us. Yeah, you're the only one saying it, bro. Go back out and come back in, Audie. Where, Alva? Send them our way. Yeah, send them our way, Alva. We'd be interested in looking at those. So I saw that. It just came out. Tim Scott did that. Anyways, I'm trying to find that letter that Ryan put out. I know he put out that damn letter. Okay, so Ryan's email was, "Good afternoon. As you're likely aware, the Planning Commission removed many of the critical components of the solar ordinance that was created by a collective of Delaware County residents. The newly amended solar ordinance will likely be approved at the county commissioners meeting on Monday, November 20th, 2023. Our Delaware County Council meeting is the very next day. Back at our February 2020 council meeting, I expressed concerns that the council was misled when we approved the tax abatement for the 2 solar farms. I wanted to send the abatement back to the tax abatement committee in light of the new information, as well as make a motion for a special hearing to consider rescinding the tax abatement. At the time, I was told by the council to wait to see what the Solar Task Force Committee came up with, and after that, we could revisit the issue if necessary. My motion failed 4-2. The committee has now met, and the Planning Commission ignored most of the critical recommendations of the panel. In fact, the land set aside for the individual solar ballooned from 3,400 acres 2% if available of available farm ground to 34,000 acres, which is an astronomical 20% of available farm ground. I'm officially requesting to be placed on the agenda for this month's November County Council meeting. With following item. The council needs to consider a motion sending the property tax abatement back to the abatement committee, as well as schedule a special meeting, the public hearing to discuss potentially rescinding the tax abatement for both the solar farm that were by the county council approved, for both of the solar farms that were approved by the county council in 2021 under misleading terms. I am prepared to make this motion at our next upcoming November council meeting, but I would prefer for it to be on the council's agenda so that the council members have an opportunity and time for research, discussion, and consideration. I have attached a newspaper article from the Star Press discussing this very issue. Thank you, and I hope you will put this on the council agenda for the November meeting because time is very crucial and we cannot afford to wait. Ryan Webb, Delaware County Councilman, November 7th, 2023. Now, Webb is very clear in his perspective. Ryan is right. If the tax abatement was encompassing a max of 2% of the land, if it is now 20% of the land, which it absolutely is, this shit has wildly changed. Not to mention, when they were first given the information, he has taken the black eye here, and he said, I should have asked more questions, and I did not. I voted on this thing, and I admit that I screwed up. Since then, he has asked everything very thoroughly, and people dog him for that. But it's because he was screwed over this one time. And he said way back when, I want to rescind this now, and I want them to come back with the truthful information and give us. And Scott Alexander and the whole lot of them said, oh, no. Let's just wait and see what this public committee does, and we'll see. Well, the public committee spent all this time working on this, put together a bunch of amendments and a bunch of things that they all agreed on after the end of all of this work. They gave it to the Planning Commission, and the Planning Commission stripped every bit of it. They stripped all of it out. They then voted to send it to the commissioners. And now Ryan is saying, oh, wait. They've done some very crazy things here. Tax abatements or theft changed my mind. I'm not a big fan of tax abatements. No, a renter, if you're renting, if I've got my house and I build a duplicate house right next to my house on two properties, and I'm renting a property to you, you cannot request an abatement. I don't know. I'll get a hold of Ryan or one of the counselors, and I'll find out what exactly is going on here. But it's that's right. That's right. You're right. That's right. It's an abatement on the equipment. That's right. I remember that was asked last time. I've slept since then. Good thing we've got Kate here. That is absolutely true. It's an abatement not on the land, but on the equipment. And so what they're saying is now they're going to have equipment that will fill more than 2% of the land. It's now going to be 20% of the land. And all Ryan is asking for is for this to be added to the agenda so that they can discuss it. What I think is going to be very sad here is when Jessica Piper does her very best to pretend like she didn't get this request from Ryan. That's why I'm putting it out here on the record. Jessica, we know he sent you this email. He's requesting this. He's a counselor the same as all the rest of you. Don't have to like him. Don't have to agree with him. But until the people vote him out, he's there and he's asking for this to be put on the agenda. You need to put this on the agenda. I don't know. I don't know what the excuse will be when we get to the meeting on the 21st and this is not on the agenda. So, folks, if you care about this, if you care about what's happening, you need to go to this. This is a big issue with when it comes to property rights. This is a big issue as far as what the government communicates and doesn't communicate, as far as transparency is concerned, as far as accountability is concerned. So there's a lot going on with this, and I'm telling you that this will be a hot button issue for the 2024 election. A hot button topic for this election. So if we want to see the election kind of where we're going to be going from here, this is going to be a topic that will be a big issue for this election. Is who frozen? I'm not frozen. You're frozen. So, all right, folks, that's it. That's all I've got for tonight. I'm still kind of out of sorts. It seems like when I do these shows night after night after night, I'm in a swing of things and everything goes good. It seems like if I do a couple days where I'm not in it, I'm kind of in a funk. So things will get better here. I apologize for being out of sorts. I hope you guys have had a great weekend. I hope you have a great week. Before we go, I do want to just remind everybody that there is. I saw that, Alva. Thank you very much for the postscript tonight. I do want to remind everybody that there is a council meeting tomorrow. The Muncie City Council meeting. There is a council meeting and a public hearing. The public hearing will begin first at 6:45. And the public hearing will be to discuss Ordinance 2523 and Ordinance for Additional Appropriations, Beech Grove Cemetery. After that public hearing, the regular meeting will start at 7 p.m. The meeting will be live streamed right here on the political spotlight channel. It will be in our live on location section. It will be the Muncie City Council meeting Monday, November 13th, 2023. It will begin at 6:45 p.m. The agenda is here, and then after the public hearing at 6:45, we will kick into the Pledge of Allegiance, invocation, citizen recognition, roll call, approval of minutes, committee reports, reports of city officers, appointments to boards and commissions, and then we'll go into ordinances previously introduced. These are ordinances that were heard either last meeting or in meetings before. Ordinance 16 and 17, an ordinance to amend the City of Muncie's comprehensive zoning ordinance for the R4 residential zone to the R4A residential zone on the premises located at 1620 and 1700 block of North New York Avenue, Muncie, Indiana. That's both ordinance 16 and 17. New ordinances and ordinance 18, 19, and 20 are all going to be basically the same. An ordinance to amend the City of Muncie's comprehensive zoning ordinance from the R4 residence zone to the R4A residence zone on premises located at 1701 North Janey, 2113 North Janey, and 2200 block of North Janey, Muncie, Indiana. Ordinance 2123 is an ordinance fixing the maximum salary. Ordinance 22 is an ordinance fixing the maximum salary. 23 is fixing the maximum salary. 24 is then also in with that, amending the ordinance 4422, fixing the maximum salary. And this deals with the police department, the fire department, and elected officials. And then this is all appointed officers, employees, deputy assistant, departmental, and institutional head of the City of Muncie. And then ordinance 2523 is the ordinance for additional appropriations of Beech Grove Cemetery. Resolution 18-23 is Common Council of the City of Muncie, Indiana Preliminary Economic Revitalization Area. Resolution Real Estate Tax Abatement. Here's one of those tax abatements for JRF Management LLC. So we'll have to find out where this is and what this is about. They then have the ability to talk about tabled ordinances, but there's nothing here. And then other business and adjournment. If you can attend this, I would highly recommend attending it. It should be interesting. I am most interested to see if the mayor is in attendance. The mayor has not been there for the last 10 or 11 months. Now that the election is over, if the mayor is there, I am going to absolutely lose my mind. I just honestly will not be able to believe it if the mayor's there. To me, if the mayor's there after all of this time, it just shows, I don't know. It just shows, I mean, what a nothing he is. The fact that he was able to hide out for the last 11 months and then could now only attend because he's won. I don't know. I hope he's not going to be there. I really just hope he sticks with it. I think it's disgusting. I think the mayor should be there. But if he hasn't been there for these last 11 months, then I hope he's not there tomorrow. But time will tell. We'll see what happens. I also hope to see that we see all of the council members there and that we don't see any not coming because they didn't win or whatever. I guess it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And then, so that will be live streamed here. It will also be live streamed on the city's Facebook page. So you'll be able to find that. It'll also be all over my social media because it's streamed here. We'll share the link. And then at 9 p.m. tomorrow, or the next half hour closest to 9 p.m., whatever that is, if we go over the 9 p.m. hour in council, 9 p.m. or the next half hour closest to 9 p.m. after, I will be live and Audie Barber will be on here with me. We'll go over the happenings of the meeting and do that and let you guys kind of see what's happened there in the first meeting back since the election. You know, it will be interesting because this will be the first council meeting since the election. So we'll go over that and anything else that happens. And then from there, we'll have a Board of Works meeting on Wednesday. We'll have the Muncie Redevelopment Commission meeting on Thursday. And we have a whole week scheduled full of episodes for you. And we'll be talking about a lot. So you guys take care. Have a good rest of your Sunday. Have a great Monday morning, and we will see you here starting at 6:45 tomorrow, and then back here at 9 p.m. Eastern. So you guys take care. Have a great evening. God bless, and we will see you later. Goodbye. I will be. I'll look and see what that is.